So let's get some things out there and get them straight. I'm gonna make this pretty quick because I want to go watch one of my normal morning videos, which is Casey over there at Enter the Stars channel. He's the man, and the community is dope, and yeah, that's like it's a good resource for me, and I really enjoy being there. He's live every morning at 8:30, something like that. So anyway, I'm gonna make this quick. Listen, I'm gonna address some things with the Bud Light boycott, and we need to learn how to, like, let's not compartmentalize everything like we're taught to do or forced to do. So let's look at this in a bigger picture. Let's get into it here. It's real simple. I see people being like surprised at the Bud Light thing. People are being surprised that it's one thing after another, right? It's not just that. But lately they've been on the this woke agenda with the trans thing. Okay, so what happens with the Bud Light thing? They put it out. I mean, when would you? I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year. Never in my life would companies do things like this, ever. Like, not even close to this. My dad was a very successful and accomplished commercial photographer, and I've been in meetings with ad agencies, marketing directors. People would get their asses pinned to the wall and lose their careers for things like this. So we can't look at this like it's not intentional. Are you guys kidding me? Everybody's surprised and think this, like, I'm glad we boycotted them, right? But guess what? They're really hammering this harder, because guess what comes out today? A new Ford truck ad for the new Ford F-150 Raptor, painted in rainbow. LGBTQ, right? It's a rainbow. It's a LGBT whatever trans truck. Now, and then let's go back to the Miller Lite thing, right? Because Bud Light pushed, like, everyone left Bud Light because of this Dylan she-male thing, or, you know, he-her thing, whatever. They go to Miller Lite, apparently. A lot of people are drinking Miller Lite. I don't drink, but props to y'all for doing this. And we'll get back to that in a bit. But they go to Miller Lite, and what's Miller Lite do right away? They put out an ad chastising the use of women in bikinis, essentially attacking the same group that's upset with the Bud Light thing. I mean, really, stirring a pot. Like, why would you do that if you're Miller Lite? And then now we have the Ford F-150 commercial. There's probably other stuff in there that I didn't even catch, and it doesn't matter, because it all proves one thing: it's their conscious decisions. This is not them pandering, over-pandering to a small subset group in our society. This is them pushing buttons. They got reactions off of this Bud Light thing, and they're pushing buttons. They're continuing to, right? And that's because you have to understand the bigger picture here, man. And this is what people like me have been trying to tell everyone for years, especially recently. And everything folds together, okay? Like, let me tell you what's really going on with this. What's really going on with this is they are attempting to entice us to riot. They are attempting to entice us to protest. They want us to revolt at this point. I can't put it in any plainer terms. You know, the sad part is that they have dumbed down us so bad that we couldn't even react to the nonstop bullshit assault side thing, NO-side thing that's happened to us. Like, we can't even react to none of it because everyone's so brainwashed and incapacitated that, like, I really believe that they thought they would have mass rioting and a reaction by now, and they're not getting it. So, I mean, there's a lot of implications with that, right? First off, let's just go back to the same groups that planned everything the last 3 years, right? They have, there's a layout of their plans at some point somewhere along the line that denotes it's like the year of the pandemic. What it was like the year of the protest, the year of the casket, all these different. But there's a year of the protest in this thing, right? Like this is the plan. They want us to protest so they can squash us and put in all these new constrictive measures that they're like running towards, right? They probably thought, I mean, look at all the Fed stuff they did with the J6 thing. They've been proven. They've dusted off the Durham report and brought that out. Let's not even talk about the plan that was rolled out that has essentially like killed or incapacitated over 30%, 40% of Americans, I think, by this point. Them bringing in the migrants, there is a direct and deliberate stirring of the pot. If you listen to how certain media reports things, there's a lot of media outlets that I know for sure are bought and paid for, they talk about things like we should, for a while I've been seeing it. They're trying to hype up the expectations of riots, speak it into reality. It's all set up, man. Let's just everybody stay prayed up. That's the point. Stay prayed up. We got to be vigilant for ourselves, right? And this brings me to the last point. Well, not quite. You'll get to know me. I got a lot of points, but let me just say this as I close here. We haven't been able to gather ourselves to react to threats on our livelihoods, our lives, our health, our family's health, and all of our freedoms. We've watched as the people who are supposed to, we entrust to rule us, right, and to make decisions for us, we've sit and watched how they've lied to us over and over. We sit and watch all of our institutions become corrupted, and they're all dead. Our institutions are dead. Our political system is dead. Two-party politics is dead. It's obsolete. If any of us discusses politics in any term that's legitimate, like Republicans, Democrats, right, left, liberal, conservative, I like Trump, I hate Trump, we're doing ourselves and our children further injustice. The system is obsolete, it's broken, they both play for the same team, we know this. Why do we keep going back to the poisoned well? All of our institutions are dead. How can we continue to return to the people who have lied to us and proven to have lied to us and go back to them for our information and entrust them to be a valid source of news or information, or to trust them to do their jobs? Let's talk about our institutions real quick. Politics, dead. Two-party politics is dead, obsolete. Our entire government's bought out by corporations. We live in a corporate oligarchy. I've been saying that since I went to Temple University in 2000. Our education system, homeschooling's way on the rise, and look at what our kids have gone through. Our education system, the institution, is corrupted and failed. It's dead. Healthcare. Our healthcare institution is dead. No one goes to the hospital but to do anything but to die nowadays. Period. They have continually put out misinformation about things that would help people beat everything that's happened. our healthcare institution is dead. And hey, isn't it funny how Obamacare was, man, they really wanted everyone on insurance, right? But that didn't really matter anyway, even though it kind of got diced up in the time in between. It didn't matter because they pay for those things to give them away to everybody. But I kind of feel like there's like a plan to where, like, man, we want to provide insurance for everybody, so then all these things that we want to give out all the time, they're just taken care of because you're on the Obamacare and you have your health insurance, so you can go do all these things. Our health care institutions are dead. We have corrupt officials working them. We have doctors who know they're killing people. We have nurses who know they're killing people. Let's see, politics, government, two-party politics dead, education dead, healthcare dead. Our news media is corrupt and dead. Our food industries are under attack and corrupted. The list is endless. Our justice system is dead. Policing, dead. Corrupted and dead. How can we go back to any of these institutions? Let's use the media, for example. How can we return to the media after we know that we've been lied to? It's been proven. Like, even the most brainwashed NPC knows that we get fed lies by the news. Yet, as a whole, we return to them and continue to give them consent and continue to give them the authority to report to us. And like, it's really ridiculous. It's crazy. It's crazy. Every single person that was involved in all of what happened over the last 3 years should be deposed and removed from their positions. The WHO should be dissolved. CDC, dissolved. They failed at what they were meant to do. And in fact, they've actually killed people, in all truth, right? So yeah, that's where it's at. You know, I love the Bud Light boycott, but we need to take that energy further and use it in better ways. It's interesting to me that all these things happen, our rights, our literal lives, the lives of our loved ones, and our money, everything can be fucked with, but people don't react until you mess with their beer, their alcohol. That tells you something right there. You know, I don't drink, and I really haven't drunk much in general in 10 to 15 years ish, you know. But yeah, that tells you something right there. Now, like, let's just take notes. Like, we've crippled Bud Light. We will continue to cripple all these other companies, but we need to take that energy further and understand that all of our institutions are dead. And just like we can stop buying Bud Light and put our money towards anything we want to support whatever business, like, for instance, I'm from Pennsylvania. Yuengling is a great beer. You know, I see it everywhere. And as a matter of fact, my father was like I said, a very successful, accomplished commercial photographer. And I've actually been seeing our work because we got a contract for Yuengling right before he passed 11 years ago. And he and I, we did a job where we shot the bottle ISOs, isolated individual bottles, and they were, you know, printed in cardboard stand-ups to be set on bars for advertising. And those cutout shots are being used everywhere in this debate. It's really interesting. Rest in peace, Pop. William Carmen Simone. If any of you are into photography, Google my father. He shared a lot of groundbreaking techniques at the time. Beta tested Photoshop back in the day, and essentially, in my opinion, I was there for it. He was one of the main people that developed the look of exaggerated, realistic filters with certain types of lighting. I saw him doing these things in Photoshop and starting to use them in ads in Yuengling right before he passed. For Woolrich, he used them in some of those ads, and then within like a few years, that look was everywhere, and then it became filtered and yada yada yada. So anyway, if you're into photography, check out my pops, man. William Simone. Rest in peace, Dad. I miss you every day. And But yeah, it's been interesting to see our work out there in this whole trans debate with these Yingling bottles. But you know, support a Pennsylvania brewery. Spend your money with them. Yingling's good beer. But the point is that we need to understand that by making a decision like that, like where we spend our money, right? Like this is how we can support new businesses. We can support whatever business we choose, and in the same way, we support the institutions that are there to support us, right? Those institutions are made of us and are for us. So all of our existing institutions are dead, they've been corrupted, and we need to understand that to take that back, all we need to do is live our lives and draw proper boundaries and do it with some organization and cut out these people who are trying to literally kill us. So God bless. Hope you all have a nice day, man.